As you can see, I am standing on a platform known as a stage. Now, if this stage's purpose was to prepare for things, then it would be considered a staging stage. And if I were in the process of preparing for this preparatory stage, I would be staging the staging stage. And if I were in the process of organizing how I would go about preparing this preparatory stage, I would be in the staging stage of staging the staging stage. What is up, Unbound? Hello and welcome to the live community update. Now, I know that a lot of you who are new here are probably thinking, who the heck is this guy? What the heck is a community update? And what in the world is words of wisdom? What did I just hear? To answer that last question, talk to someone who was at Capstone this year. To answer those first two questions, my name is David Rethemeyer. I am a member of the Unbound staff. I am the vertically gifted voice guy. I'm also the one who is up in the sound booth. And the community update is a mini podcast that we release on a monthly basis to give you all an update on what all is going on in the Unbound community. Now, normally this is recorded, and so we are actually recording this right now, but we are doing this live at Apex 2022. So for those of you here live, let everybody know at home how excited you are about what's going down right now. All right. So for those of you who are catching up online, you're hearing what you're missing out if you're not here. So, all right, now we're going to be doing this community update a little bit differently than we have done some of the previous community updates. In the past, it's been more of an update, but there's a lot of you here who are brand new to the Unbound community. One of the best ways that you can engage in some great conversations with other Unbounders is on the Unbound forums. It is It is a private online platform exclusively for current and former Unbound students. And there is a thread for just about everything on there. If you want to find out more about a course that you're getting ready to take and you want to get some tips on it, then you can head over to the study tips section. If you want to connect with some other Unbounders who are maybe pursuing the same career field that you are, you can head over to the Launchpad and get some practical tips and resources. Or maybe you just want to just share some random thoughts, request prayer, or just look at cute pictures of other Unbounders' cats. The Connect section has every thread that you could possibly want and more. So the forums are run by our incredible moderators, Sarah Kalubin and Aaron Smith. And they don't do it alone. There is a student-elected team of volunteers that help out the mods called the Rangers. And the Rangers will assist the mods with keeping the forums running smoothly, and they organize community challenges that go on the forums on a regular basis. So right about now, typically around this time of year, there's an exercise challenge that is coming up. And they are constantly changing around some of the fun things that are happening on the forums. So make sure that you are keeping up to date on that. So if you're not already on the Unbound forums, you can scan the code. You can visit forums.beunbound.us, and you can sign up today. And make sure to introduce yourself in the introduction forum, in the introduce yourself thread. All right, another way that you can have a more direct connection with fellow students is through this little thing we have called Empower Calls. Any of you want to Empower Calls? So Empower Calls are student-led and organized video calls that are going on a regular basis that give you an opportunity to dive into some more detailed, more deeper conversation that you might be able to get just when you're talking on Slack or a chat or the forums, things like that. So the Empower Calls are organized by a student team called the Empower Call Managers, or ECM. They're right up there, and all of the calls are hosted by some just fellow students in the communities, like just people just like you. So there's a variety of calls that go on throughout there. So there are some of the main topical calls that happen on Thursday evenings. There are study break calls on some weekday afternoons, and then we even have some game nights on Saturday nights. And so if you want to find out what Empower calls are going to be coming up, there are some post-Apex calls that you can find out more about by scanning the code there. You can head over to the Empower calls thread on the forums, or you can find the sign-up sheet right there. All right. Now, I mentioned earlier that this community update thing is a part of the podcast. It's a mini podcast. Well, that is because we release it alongside our full Be Unbound podcast. And the show is hosted by yours truly, alongside our spectacular media director extraordinaire, who has been responsible for so many of the incredible videos that you all have seen so far, Abraham Chen. So, there are 3 shows that we rotate between on a regular basis. First is Unbound Talks, where I get to sit down with Jonathan Brush, Victoria Grant, and Jace Bauer, and we get to talk through sort of Unbound's educational philosophy, why we do things the way we do them here at Unbound. Then Abe sits down with fellow students on our Unbound Pursuits series, where we highlight students who have pursued a specific career field, anything from writing to music to real estate and so many more. So if you want to find out some more about Unbounders who may have pursued a career field that you find interesting, you can check out some of those episodes. And then finally, we have Unbound Conversations, where Abe and I sit down with guests who offer unique perspectives on some of the things we talk about here at Unbound. Now, we actually just wrapped up a mini session, a mini season of the podcast called Summer Sessions, where we actually had episode where we sat down with the entire 2022 cabinet, and we got to sit down with 2 of the speakers for this year's Apex. We got to sit down with Jenny Randall, who we are going to be hearing from very soon this week, and we got to sit down with JJ Jasper, which was an absolute treat. So if you want to hear more of some of his fantastic stories, make sure to go check out that episode. So we are gearing up for season 5 of the podcast. So new episodes are going to start coming out every Friday, starting September the 2nd. So you can find out more about the Be Unbound podcast. You can search for it on anywhere that you consume your podcasts, or by going to our website, beunbound.us/podcast. And, well, we mentioned earlier that Abe is a fantastic podcast host. Wouldn't you all agree he's even better at directing videos? And that is precisely why we have the Be Unbound YouTube channel, to showcase some of those talents of him and some of the rest of the amazing media team. And this is just the one-stop shop for shareable Unbound video content, and they put out an absolute ton of amazing stuff. So there you will find things like the Ascend stories, where we highlight some of you guys who are working on amazing Ascend projects, and we get to feature some of your stories on the channel. We also have things like the event recaps, where we have full recap videos of events just like Apex, where it's really good to go back and relive some of the memories of events like this. And it's also good to send to people whenever you come back from an Unbound event and you were super excited about it, and people are asking, why are you so hyped about this? Just send them a link to this video. They'll understand. And there is plenty more where that came from. You will find things like skits, spoken word, Unbound product overviews, meme reviews, and plenty more. So if you are not already subscribed to the Be Unbound YouTube channel, make sure to find it on YouTube. And while we're on the subject of where you can check out Unbound's content, we are on other social media platforms aside from YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, now to wrap things up, we have a section in the community update that we wrap up with called the Question for the Community. Now, it's where I prompt you all with a question, and you all get to send some insightful, funny, entertaining, random answers, sometimes all of the above. So, When you all send me the answers, I pick my favorites and I will feature them in the next month's community update. So last month, so for the July community update, I asked the question, if APEX was an acronym, what would it stand for? Now, I decided to actually poll some of our amazing 2022 cabinet members to see what sort of acronyms that they could come up with. So here are a few of their responses. So let's see here. Hope says, awesome peeps, exciting extravaganza. I like that one. Let's see here. Caleb said, amazing people, experience extraordinary. Very dramatic. I like that one too. And Peyton said, awesome people, excellent xyloid. I'm going to let y'all ask Peyton on what exactly that one entails. So, now we have the upcoming question for the community, which is, if you had to sum up your Unbound experience so far, no matter how short or long it's been so far, in just 4 words, what would you say? Now, previously, we have asked you to email us answers, but we're switching things up just a little bit. We are going to be posting right after this. I'm going to be posting in the Ascend 22 and 23 Slack chat, so you can go and give your responses in there. Or there is going to be a dedicated community update thread on the forums where you can submit your answers as well. And if your answers is one of my favorites, then you have a chance to be featured in the upcoming October community update. So that will wrap things up for this live community update from Apex 2022. Thank you all so much for joining me. For those of you who are joining me on the recording, thank you so much. And for those of you here live, go and enjoy the rest of Apex, your business.